It's usually a lot of fun. And oftentimes, like if you watch today, you see a lot of the Europeans can't throw. You know, if we had some kickball or something like that, they'd dominate, but a lot of guys have trouble throwing.
So just to relieve the stress kind of thing?
No, today was all about trying to have some fun. We play a game, and it's supposed to be fun, and you know, when you get a start like this, it's obviously not a lot of fun. We want to make sure the guys come to the rink and relax a little bit and just hit the reset button on the computer, and away we go.
Did the players know that was coming? You hinted at it post-game the other night that you were going to have some fun, but did they know that this was coming today?
If they watch TV or read the paper, which I doubt, they would have known it was coming. But no, when they got here today, we told them what we were going to be doing. We're going to be having some fun.
What about Brian meeting with them after practice? How important was that? What was said?
Well, Brian's just reinforcing all the things about us believing in this team, and again, you know, stay focused on ourselves in the room and not on all the extraneous stuff that's going on outside the dressing room. We just got to pull together as a team because we know we can do it.
Well, none of the Canadian teams seem to be off to a good start. Is it anything to do with extra pressure playing in Canada?
I don't think so. You know, I haven't really paid attention to any of the other teams. We're just trying to get our head above the water. We're under the water right now. We just got to find a way to get to the surface and take a breath.
Do you think some guys are paying attention to the media and then reading the papers?
No. You guys are giving yourselves too much credit. We haven't played very well. And I'll tell you what, if you guys would be really positive and it helps us win a game, then I'll encourage our guys to watch TV and read the paper. How's that?
That's a great deal.
Huh? Wouldn't that be great? You'd actually have 20 people, well, maybe include their families, be actually reading and watching TV. But it doesn't really work that way, you know. That'd be awful hard for you guys. But could save the industry. Yeah, it's evaporating, isn't it?
How encouraging is it to see Phil Kessel just have him out there?
Well, you know, he's been doing a lot of skating, and sometimes you don't see him on the ice. But he's getting closer where he can be involved in regular practices. Not obviously coming off a shoulder injury. It was his left shoulder. He throws right. He said he could do it, but last thing we'd want to see him do is dive out of the way of a tennis ball and hurt his bad shoulder. So he had some fun out there.
Ron, tomorrow when you get back to hockey stuff, like where do you start?
Well, just start with the basics. This is just more of a mental mindset that we're finding ourselves in a funk, and we just have to each guy do his job, do it a little bit better, and we'll be fine.
Is Primo going to be good for Saturday, do you know?
I'm hoping he's going to be ready for Saturday, but he's going to go get an MRI today just to make sure. But he's feeling pretty good, but I don't want to see him suffer a setback if he's only 95%. And he suffers a setback with us basically only having one game in the next 10 days. It might be better if he's not quite 100% to wait the extra few days.
Same goes for Gustafsson, I guess, rest him.
Well, we're not resting him. We're waiting for him to be able to go on the ice. He hasn't been on the ice. Tomorrow I'm told he'll be on the ice and take a couple of days of kind of activate the muscles and hopefully he'll be able to go in Vancouver, but you know that's a day-to-day thing with regards to him. You don't want to, as desperate as we are for some great goaltending, we can't rush him back for one game and have him suffer any kind of a setback that'll prevent us from having him in goal.
Well, did you address anything with neither Nicholas or Matt, or just was the message?
Oh, we talked about it. It wasn't necessarily so much about them. It was a message to everybody else, and. You know, you saw what happened with Matt when it happened to Matt last year. He came out and had a great 5 or 6 weeks after that. And if he can do the same thing and we can get Haggy to relax on the ice and play the way he did for most of the last season, that will be a huge shot in the arm for our offense anyway.
Is there an update on Mike Van Ryan's injury?
Well, I mean, we're finding out it's been a little bit more serious than anticipated, and I think when Mike's ready to talk about it, he'll tell you guys what he's got to have done.
What's Chris Domenico's name in the dressing room? Is there anything we should read into it?
No. He's been here rehabbing his broken leg for. He's going to still be out till well beyond Christmas time. It's just nowhere else for him to sit, and he's doing all the strength training with with Anthony and working out here. That's all that is.
Ron, it's a fine line between being aggressive and crossing that line and taking dumb penalties. What do you tell a player?
Well, taking a hooking penalty up the ice has got nothing to do with toughness or aggressiveness. Those are the types of penalties that we've got to get out of our system. The aggressive stuff we actually don't mind. It's hooking and holding in the offensive zone. I think that's the bane of every coach. You hate seeing those kinds of penalties. And sometimes it's just a human response. You want to get the puck and you reach out, you grab somebody, or you get a little. Sometimes it's a guy steps on your stick and you're called for tripping. But we've got to take those out. We've had a lot of situations where we finally gather some momentum and then take an unnecessary penalty 200 feet away from our net. Those are the penalties that we've got to eliminate from our game right now.
Ron, do you think you peaked too early in the season?
Yeah, we peaked before the season started. No, I'm being facetious because I know
So am
some
I.
people take things. I know you are. But, no, it's just, it's kind of strange. Everything, the pinprick on our balloon was maybe getting tied against Montreal and going into overtime and losing it that way seems to have really shaken our confidence coming out of training camp. And then, we got lit up in the first period in Washington, but we kind of, were prepared for that, and but we haven't had a response since. So we've got to fix how we handle adversity. Or otherwise this could be the longest season of our lives. And I'm pretty sure that we have a strong enough group in there. And Berkey hit the reset.